Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again in this YouTube NFL prediction segment. I'm going to be giving you my picks and analysis for Week 7 of the 2020 NFL season. Now, the first game, Giants are going to be going to Philadelphia. I'm going to take the Eagles to get this done at home. The Giants, they got their first win last week. They barely got by Washington, and I just don't know if I have confidence in them to win consecutive games. I think the Eagles, if I'm not mistaken, are going to be without Ertz for a little bit. But at the same time, the Giants just cannot match up with the Eagles on a personnel standpoint. And the Giants right now, their offense has shown some life, some signs of improvement. But the Eagles, as poor as they have played, they may likely be the team to come out of the NFC East, and I just don't think the Giants really, despite the division being very abysmal right now, the NFC East, the Giants still can't match up with the Eagles. I think the Eagles are going to take this game, may even be fairly decisively by 10 points. So I'm going to take the Eagles to get this done at home. Now, well, the next game, Detroit's going to be going to Atlanta. I'm going to take Atlanta reluctantly in this one. Atlanta did surprise people. I believe they got their first win last week. The thing about it is, you look at Detroit, and I know they have Matt Stafford. Their team is really not bad at this point, but Atlanta, something tells me they may get things going a little bit now and start to get their season, go into their groove. That Atlanta, they don't always start strong, but they may finish this season strong. And Matt Ryan is still a very, I would say, elite quarterback. He puts up the numbers, but a lot of times his defense simply does not help him out. So I'm going to go with the Falcons, though, reluctantly, to get this done at home. Now, the next game, I'm going to take the Cleveland Browns to win on the road against the Cincinnati Bengals. The Cleveland Browns, last week, they did not perform well. They didn't even look like they belonged on the same field as the Pittsburgh Steelers. And whether that was attributed more to the Pittsburgh Steelers being very dominant or the ineptitude of the Cleveland Browns, or somewhere in the middle, I don't really know. But what it tells me is that Cleveland still has some work to do if they want to catch Pittsburgh as being a top dog in this, one of the top dogs in this division. I know Baltimore and Pittsburgh are going to likely battle it out to get that division title for the AFC North this season. The Bengals are a team that is in reclamation mode, of course. They have Burrow. I don't know what it's really hard to gauge him, if he's going to play well this week or not. But I think Cleveland is still good enough to beat the Bengals. Cleveland is still an improved team from last season. I think Cincinnati is still going to be going through some growing pains. Cleveland should bounce back and get this one after looking really deplorable last week. So I'm going to take the Bengals to get this done at home. Well, now the next game, this has the makings. I mean, it's a marquee matchup. This could likely be the best game this week. The Pittsburgh Steelers at the Tennessee Titans. This game is a classic coin flip. Really, I'm taking the Titans mainly on virtue of them being at home. The Titans right now are playing like with reckless abandonment. They are very focused. They seem very disciplined. The coach, Mike Vrabel, I think he stated he wants the team to be mentally tough. They seem to battle through adversity. They just find manifold ways to win, no matter what the circumstances. So I'm going to take them. And now Pittsburgh has played awesome so far this season. They dismantled Cleveland last week, and Cleveland was looking like a team that was up and coming, and they still may be. But the Steelers right now, they're showing they can move on. Life after Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell, they seem to have no Bell, no Brown, no problem. I wouldn't be shocked if they pulled out a win in Tennessee. But I'm going to go with the Titans to get this done at home. Whoever wins this game, though it's still early, could have some track, the inside track maybe to getting the top spot in the AFC, but I still think it's too early to really determine that. But can you imagine if the Titans win? They'll be like 6-0 to start the season, and they're showing that last year was certainly no fluke or aberration. I'm going to take the Titans to get this done. at home. They seem to play very well. I mean, the defense looked like it was a little exploited last week. They got to work on that, whether it's their pass defense or what have you. But the Titans' running game with Derrick Henry is just simply phenomenal. Derrick Henry is a specimen. He's a beast. It seems like you always got a chance with him in it. Tennessee would obviously not be in their position without him. So I'm going to take the Titans to win at home. Now the next game. Well, I'm going to take the Saints to win at home. The Saints are starting to show right now some signs of life. The resurgent Saints, I would say. Carolina right now, I don't know what to really expect from them. They're not a terrible team. They're surviving without their star running back McCaffrey. They have Teddy Bridgewater as the QB, and he certainly is not a bad quarterback by any means, but this is going to be at New Orleans. You're going to have Drew Brees, and I think in this particular game, the Saints are still a team that could be very formidable at home. I think they get this done. I like their offense a little bit better than Carolina, so I'm going to take the Saints to prevail at home. Now the next game. Well, right now, the Bills are going to be going to the New York Jets. I like the Bills to get this done on the road. The Bills have not looked overly impressive over the last 2 weeks. However, the New York Jets have not looked impressive over the whole season. 0-6 right now. A lot of people think that Adam Gase should lose his job as head coach. I mean, it's not necessarily all his fault, but that is the easiest thing to do, of course, when you're a team that's struggling. And well, I mean, are you going to get rid of 6 or 7 players, or are you going to get rid of the coach? The coach is just the easier thing. That is how it is done. That facilitates things basically in the NFL. And to me, that could be something they could do, but it seems like the Jets almost seem adamant in keeping him maybe for the duration of the season. But the Bills right now, the offense to me has not looked really that stellar over the last 2 weeks. Josh Allen, I think, the quarterback for the Bills, it seems like defenses have formulated ways to contain him at this point. And the Jets, if they could copy that, they might actually have a shot to win this game. But the Jets right now, they seem like they couldn't buy a win. This team right now, it reminds me of a dilapidated building that keeps losing a piece week in and week out. I don't know what the future is for the Jets at this point. It hurts being a Jets fan, to endure this right now, and they're struggling, but I think it's going to continue this week. I think the Bills are still a good team. They might not be a very good team, but the Jets are one of the worst teams in the league. They might unequivocally be the worst team in the NFL. Their scoring offense has been one of the worst since Adam Gase took over from last season, and I don't know if there's any sign that it's going to get better this week. The Jets are going to need at least 20 points to win this game. I don't think they can. I think they likely won't do it. I'm going to take the Bills to get this done on the road. Now the next game. Well, this game could go either way. Dallas is going to the Washington football team. Dallas is just hard for me to figure out. And in this game, I'm going to, in this particular game with Washington at home, I'm actually going to give Dallas another shot to get this done and try to turn their season around. The thing is, Dallas is like 1-4 right now or something, or 2-4. They're not this season right now. It could be on the line for them. Andy Dalton is the quarterback. I know that Ezekiel Elliott fumbled 2 times last week. The team just seemed like they just weren't playing cohesively. I think there was some blame with the coaching staff and the calling of the plays. But looking at this, I think Dallas is going to go in with a lot of urgency in this particular matchup, and they pretty much got to get this win. If they don't win this game, I don't know if they really have much chance to win the division, because the Eagles are going to likely win that game against the Giants this week. And every game in this division is so critical, because the division leader may finish like 7-9. For the Eagles' case, they have a tie, I believe, so maybe they would win the division at 6-9-1. So I'm going to take the Dallas Cowboys to get this done on the road. Now, the next game. The next game, I'm going to take. Let's take Green Bay on the road against Houston. Green Bay generally doesn't lose consecutive games. They were demoralized last week. Aaron Rodgers showed he was mortal. There's always like this debate, it seems like, between Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers, and Tom Brady simply outplayed Aaron Rodgers. There's a lot of talk, that Aaron Rodgers is actually the best of all time, BOAT, where Tom Brady is the GOAT, the greatest of all time, which I would say is based upon his accolades, his achievements, his accomplishments, the best career as a QB. But they say, a lot of people believe, I do concur that Aaron Rodgers is likely, as far as an individual talent, the best, but he was completely outshined and outplayed last week. They got to go to a Houston team. Houston is going to be at home. Houston actually played the Titans very well last week, and they may revive their season. They may actually finish this respectably and finish the season like 8-8 or 7-9. But I don't think they're going to get their second win of the season against Green Bay. I think Green Bay is going to want to try to redeem themselves in this one after such a poor showing last week. So I'm going to take Green Bay to get this one done on the road. Hold on a moment, people. Now, the next game, it's going to be a tough one. I'm going to take Seattle to get this one done on the road against the Arizona Cardinals. The Arizona Cardinals certainly shown that they have vast improvement from last season. They got a great quarterback. And you look at the Seattle Seahawks right now, they are a team that just seems to find ways to win. They're playing like the way the Titans are in the AFC. Seattle, whether they dominate a team, whether it's a close game, they have what I think is arguably the best closer in the game for quarterback Russell Wilson. Even though they're going on the road, this team is just very disciplined. They play very well at the end of games, and when I see this, it's going to be a great matchup. I believe Arizona still, it's like they're trying to prove themselves that they can be a very competitive team and compete for the division title. I don't think it's going to happen this game in terms of winning. Arizona being at home will probably make this a competitive game, but I don't see them getting the W. So I'm going to take Seattle to get this one done on the road. Now, the next game, San Francisco at New England. Well, this is another game where you have this urgency factor in it. New England has not looked good recently. It'd be very easy to take the 49ers on the road to get this done, but I'm going to give New England another shot. I think in this game, after what they're showing last week against the Broncos, that was a game, very conceivable for New England to win, and they didn't get the job done. And also the thing about it is that the Miami Dolphins have shown certain improvement this season out, and they could be on New England's heels at this point. So I'm going to take New England to get this done. Get this done at home. Reluctantly, it's going to be very tight. It could be a very tight game. The San Francisco 49ers are still good. I don't think they're as good as they were last season, but they're good enough to at least make this a very good game, I believe. So I'm going to take New England to get this done at home in a tight one. Now, the next game, I'm going to take the Los Angeles Chargers at home against the Jacksonville Jaguars. And looking at this particular game, the Chargers right now, as far as being competitive, they're a team that certainly can be competitive. I don't know how much so. Jacksonville is a team right now. They're struggling. They have to go on the road to get this done. And you look at the Chargers. They are a team. I'm not really sure about them or sold on them, but they are going to be at home. They're with a quarterback that is still, I would say, unproven at best. But the Jacksonville Jaguars right now, I don't know really if they're. I would say they're below mediocre in their caliber at this point. So I would take the I'm going to take the Chargers to get this one done at home. Now, looking at next game, Tampa Bay Buccaneers at Las Vegas Raiders. This could be a very good matchup. You have. I'm going to take in this game. In this game, I mean, this is. I'm really, at this point, I'm not even sure on this one. Very ambivalent regarding this game. Tampa Bay looked very impressive last week. They dismantled, annihilated Green Bay. They had at least one interception against Aaron Rodgers. I know there was one that went in for a touchdown, and their defense looks like it's really improving and showing life right now. This is going to be at Las Vegas. Some of you may remember the coach of the Las Vegas Raiders, John Gruden, had coached Tampa Bay and brought them to a Super Bowl in like 2003. So he's playing against his old team. In this game, I'm going to take Las Vegas reluctantly to get this one done at home. I think the Las Vegas Raiders, they have some swagger and confidence after defeating Kansas City, and they can continue this. I believe they may be a team to be reckoned with, a team that can make the postseason. They're going to be at home in this one. Tampa Bay, they played, I mean, when you win a game like 38-10, you do expend a lot of energy in a game like that, and Tampa Bay has to go on the road now to face Las Vegas Raiders. I'm going to take the Las Vegas Raiders to win at home. Remember, Tampa Bay, the last game they lost was a road game to Chicago. If they're losing to Chicago, I think you can lose to Las Vegas Raiders. Las Vegas Raiders are improved. The quarterback Derek Carr said he was tired of losing. This might propel them for the rest of the season, perhaps. And I'm going to take the Raiders to get this one done at home. And now, last but not least, there's one more game. I got to scroll down and see. Last but not least, Chicago is going to the Los Angeles Rams. In this game, with the pass rush of the Rams with Aaron Darnold, I'm going to take the Rams to get this one done at home. It should be a very good game. Chicago, right now, I do believe they are for real. They're like 5-1 right now. Played very well last week. They had played earlier this season. They beat a very good Tampa Bay team. So it's not like Chicago is just getting wins against abysmal competition. They can beat teams that are competitive. They do have a realistic shot to win this game. But the Rams right now are going to be at home. The Rams are in a very tough division at this point. They know these games are so critical, and it's going to be on a Monday night game in Chicago, having to go into Los Angeles, going on making the travel. I think this will. I do see the Rams as favorite, and obviously I'm sure they're a favorite in this one, and I'm going to pick them to get this W in this game, having at least a decent offense, I would say, and a formidable pass rush. I think that will make the difference in this game. So I'm going to take the Rams to get this one done at home. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube NFL prediction segment. Until next time, people, Edwin Learnard saying, stay well.